Hey girl. So I wanted to have a quick chat and I'm gonna make this quick because I want to get home and enjoy my weekend. But it's been on my heart as a mother, as a Marine Corps officer, and as a financial coach, how we as women stop ourselves from building wealth because we care more about making people around us comfortable than we care about making sure that we are looking out for ourselves, that we are staying committed to our dreams and our goals. And this is heavy on my heart right now because I just had my first child. I came back from maternity leave last year and started working at a new unit around new people. And I had committed I made a goal for myself that I wanted to breastfeed my daughter for a year. And there are policies in place in the Marine Corps that allow you to stay with your child for an entire year. And that means that you do not get deployed, you do not go on courses, on exercises, and things like that to protect your time with your child because someone in the Marine Corps realized that this is really important, not just for the health of your child, but also for the health of the mom. And I read somewhere how it saves the military lots of money in healthcare costs by protecting this time and by encouraging women to breastfeed. It is very good for us. And so I came back from maternity leave and I had committed to myself that I was going to breastfeed for 12 months, which means that while I'm at work, I have to maintain a pumping schedule. And that has been a lot tougher than I thought it would be, unfortunately. And a part of it, is learning my body and pumping and breastfeeding at the same time. It is tough. And I am in a workplace where I am pretty much I'm the only woman that's ever given birth. There is one other woman that works with me, but mostly I'm surrounded by men. And no knock on them, but I think that they don't understand. And there have been times in this unit where I felt like they don't even care to understand. And that has been such a eye opener for me, this experience. And I know plenty of women that have become mothers in the Marine Corps and single mothers. And I like my hats off because even having support at home, this is the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. And so I came back, I had this goal, I set my schedule in place. I knew that this was something that I had to protect as sacred this time to pump. And I have felt at every turn like discomfort having to explain to people, "Oh, I can't make it to this meeting because I have to pump," or "I can make it to this meeting, but I'm gonna have to leave early," or "I can't come see you as soon as you want me to come see you because I have a pumping schedule to maintain. And if you want me somewhere at a certain time, it helps if you tell me in advance so that I can work my pumping schedule around it, or we can move a meeting or a time to talk a little to the left or a little to the right." And that has been so challenging and so uncomfortable. And I think it's, people that have never had to deal with that before. And it has been on me to maintain my boundary. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because while I am experiencing this, I have talked to other women that are in the Marine Corps that didn't ever even attempt to breastfeed because they were like, "Oh, it was just too many meetings. I had so many meetings to go to. I couldn't even take that time and commit that time to myself." And I think that that is so sad. If you wanted to do that and you didn't do it because of meetings, I think that that is so unfortunate because it's not only our health as women, but it's also your child's health. It's also your mental health. It's also a bonding aspect of that. So it's so sad to hear women say that they just never even attempted it because of how difficult it was. And I think that I understand how it could feel like this is something that's really uncomfortable because it has been uncomfortable to tell people that I am committed to this. I'm not staying at this meet. I'm leaving. I am committing to my time to pump. And it's unfortunate that it has to be that conversation, but I think that at the end of the day, the thing that I have learned, and now, without a shadow of a doubt, I have shown myself my commitment to me, to my bodily needs, to my relationship with my daughter that can never no one can replace me in my daughter's life. One, it strengthened my resolve. But two, if it showed me that boundaries are not other people's to keep. They're only yours to keep and to hold. Because people have other expectations, they have other thoughts, they have other ideas, they have other boundaries too that they need to uphold. And so it really is important if you have something that you want to do and that a goal that you've set for yourself, whatever it is, for you to understand and have the resolve that I am doing this. This is so important to me that I'm going to put it on my calendar. I'm going to schedule it. If something comes up and someone tries to take this time away from me, it's a conversation. And usually for me, it's a conversation of, I can't make it to that because I have to pump. So another thing is that it wasn't even just the pumping. So this policy also protects me from going on a deployment or an exercise or anywhere away from my daughter for 12 months. And I had people at work that tried to question that policy, tried to even say, it is black and white, but tried to even question whether it was black or white, whether it was a gray area. I actually had leadership tell me that they could have still forced me to go on an exercise away from my child within this 12 months, that they could have just made it happen. And a version of me probably would have maybe folded. I'm not sure. Maybe there was a version of me that would have folded in the past, but this version of me was like, absolutely not. I I am going to take note that what you said sounds like a threat. I'm going to take note of that and I'm going to move differently. But I am not shaken up by you saying something that I know is absolutely untrue. There is not a world where I'm going to be taken away from my child when this is a policy that I am upholding. And that is the level of resolve that I want us as women have. That is a level of resolve that the men around me that I work with, that's the level of resolve that they have. And why can't we have the same thing? Especially when we are not only doing the job that they're doing, but we're doing it while we're pumping, while we are carrying children, while we are birthing children, while we are carrying the mental load of being a woman. And I do mean, because it is a mental load to maintain a puppet schedule and emails and meetings and all of that. And so while I'm doing all of this, I am also working within the policies that are in place to protect me. And I have every right to that protection. And so when I hear women say that they felt they couldn't do something that is a natural bodily function because of too many meetings or whatever, it is a lack of boundaries. And I want us to have the resolve that if this is important for me, if this is something that I want to do, and I am working well within my rights, within it is legal, ethical, and moral, I'm going to do it. And it's nothing that you can say to stop me from reaching this goal. And I want to talk about this because it relates to money, because I really do believe that we as women, been taught to be accommodating, to be sweet, to be passive, and it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us at work. It doesn't serve us in our finances. It just really hinders our goals and everything that we want to achieve. And the boundaries when it comes to your money, you're not going to see lack of boundaries. If I see lack of boundaries in a client, it's not just in their money. It is in their workplace, it is in their relationships. It is everywhere. Your boundaries are leaky everywhere. And what I want women to feel and what I have grown to truly believe is that yes, upholding boundaries is uncomfortable. Yes, sometimes people will get upset. Yes, it can be a tough conversation, and it can be hard, but something else that's hard is being broke and lacking financial boundaries and lacking clarity around your money. That is also really hard and it doesn't feel good. And at the end of the day, no one else is responsible for that. Someone at work can sit into a meeting if you can't make it and it is so extremely important for you to be there. Someone can do that. But no one can breastfeed your daughter. No one else is their mother to breastfeed your daughter. No one else can pump for you. No one else can manage your money. That is your job. That is a place where it relies on you. Your life is your responsibility. And so, really understanding clearly boundaries, what your goals are, feeling resolve in that you've set them from the right place and that they are the right thing for you is extremely important because money touches everything. Boundaries touch everything. And I just really I want better for the women around me. I want better for me, which I have gone through the steps to become better. And I believe that having these conversations are really, really important. I want you to feel empowered that you are doing the right thing for you. Yeah, that is my quick chat with you guys about money and boundaries. And I want to continue this series. I want to have time to just have real conversations with you guys and talk about my experience and talk about things that are not talked about enough. Let me know if you like this video. If anything came up for you, if you have had similar experiences, please share them in the comments. I would love to hear them. And I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.